I often say, well, if you believe that a community needs leaders to be vibrant as a community going forward, then you have to build those leaders and give people who want to lead an opportunity to lead. And that's what Leadership Lab is.
Leadership Lab is a program that brings together a cohort each academic year, and that cohort is of leaders already in their own right in many ways, but also emerging leaders, folks who want to become leaders in different ways if they're already leading. They expose that cohort to community leaders who are working in various sectors and various spaces to try to get a feel for how others are using their own leadership potential.
My biggest surprise was the diversity. I really liked that aspect. I liked that one person was pastor, one person was hairdresser, one person was working in education. It was very easy to connect with people. And so immediately I thought, okay, this was a good choice. I felt belonging. I felt connectedness. Everybody contributed. There was no weak link or strong link. It was that we were all comfortable sharing our perspectives. So that's why I think it was such a unique and positive experience.
People involved in Leadership Lab, whether they're volunteers, panelists, mentors, leadership facilitators, what have you, there's a like mindset, not that we view everything the same or have the same priorities, but we all sincerely want to make Oak Park River Forest and the West Side communities as best as they possibly can. And that's a real binding glue. I mean, that is something that everybody respects. It's an energy that you can't fake. It is something that rises to the surface and is easily recognized by other people who share that.
Coming to this program with an open mind and this notion of feeling like I can learn something by participating, not just about myself, but about the community in which I live, this community that can also have an impact on neighboring communities. It's a significant experience for folks.
I very quickly found out that it was going to be hard work, that there was going to be a lot of hard conversations happening. It wasn't about networking. It was more about, okay, we've got these issues in our community. Let's put a think tank together and really figure out how we're going to solve these and some creative solutions around it.
When you leave this Leadership Lab, you are an expert, really, on Oak Park, River Forest, and surrounding communities in terms of, what's happening here with community issues, community problems, who's working on them, who's working to solve them, and ideally as a cohort member, as a fellow, you are looking for the opportunities or the holes within some of those structures that you can fill. How are you going to fill that void? So somehow you are taking your interest and passion and finding a way to really plug in and address some real need in the community.
If you are attracted to this notion of leading in your community, then this is the right place for you, because you're going to come into a community of learners who represent a variety of interests and professions, and you're going to gain exposure to issues and perspectives that perhaps you've never even thought about.
Being in the team that I was in, collaborating like we did and coming up with an actual tangible solution was really rewarding. And to be able to present that in front of a group and to be able to be very proud of the work that we put in, the hours we put in, and listen, here's our solution, we've identified this problem, let's do something about it. It was super rewarding, and the relationships that I made in that group and then in the lab in general, I'll continue having those relationships for a long time.
The power of network and the power of community that thrives in Leadership Lab is essential to anything changing, to moving the needle on any community problem.